What if the things that upset you the most were actually the keys to your deepest strength? There's a quiet revolution underway in how we define emotional strength. For far too long, we've been led to believe that strength means being impenetrable, building walls so thick that nothing can reach us. What if true strength isn't found in shutting pain out and instead emerges from understanding it so deeply that it loses its hold on you? This is where Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, becomes our guide. His work didn't merely observe human behavior, it illuminated why we suffer emotionally and, more importantly, how we can rise above that suffering. What follows isn't surface-level advice or motivational fluff. These are 5 profound psychological shifts that can genuinely change the way you experience life's challenges. This isn't about pretending not to care or suppressing what you feel. It's about building such a deeply rooted sense of self that no external experience, whether it's rejection, criticism, or betrayal, can truly shake you. Let's begin with what may be the most powerful concept Jung ever gave us. 1. The shadow work revolution. One of the most transformative things you can realize is that what triggers you often says more about you than it does about others. That coworker who stirs anger in you, or the friend whose success makes you uncomfortable, they aren't the cause. They're simply reflecting something unresolved within you. Jung called this collection of repressed or disowned parts of ourselves the shadow. These can include traits like arrogance, insecurity, a craving for control, or a fear of vulnerability. Parts of you that you've pushed away because they don't fit your ideal self-image. However, when you ignore these parts, they don't disappear. They act out from the shadows, influencing your reactions in ways you may not understand. There's immense freedom in facing these hidden parts. When you acknowledge and integrate them, your emotional responses begin to soften. The coworker no longer bothers you, and the friend's success becomes inspiring instead of threatening, because you've stopped projecting and started owning what's yours. To explore your own shadow, you might want to try keeping a trigger journal for a week. Each time something upsets you, note exactly what triggered you, what emotion you felt, and if you've experienced that same emotion before. With time, you'll begin to see recurring patterns that point to what's been left in the dark. 2. The individuation process of becoming non-replaceable. We live in a world full of templates. Social media suggests how we should look, advertising tells us what to want, and cultural norms dictate what success ought to mean. It's no wonder so many people feel empty even when they appear to be winning. Jung's idea of individuation offers a powerful antidote. This is the process of becoming your true self, not the version shaped by others' expectations, rather, the one that has always quietly existed within you. It's not about dramatic rebellion or isolation. It's about tuning into that quiet, inner voice that whispers what feels right for you, even when the world shouts something else. You can begin by reflecting on the things you truly enjoy and those you pursue mainly for validation. Try making 2 simple lists. One of them can include the activities, hobbies, and choices that bring you real joy. The other can include the things you do because they impress others or meet external standards. Once you've done this, see where you can slowly start shifting your time and energy toward the things that feel more like you. 3. Synchronicity, the universe's feedback system. There are moments that feel so perfectly timed, it's hard to believe they're random. Maybe you think of an old friend just as they text you, or hear exactly what you needed to hear in a podcast you almost skipped. Jung described these moments as synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem to connect your inner world with the external one in deeply personal ways. While they may seem like chance to some, Jung believed these moments reveal how intricately we're connected to everything around us. To become more attuned to synchronicity, begin by simply paying closer attention. Notice when symbols, numbers, or themes repeat themselves unexpectedly. Be aware of conversations where someone says exactly what you needed to hear, even if they didn't know you needed it. And when everything just seems to fall into place, pause and acknowledge that alignment. The more you notice these patterns, the more often they tend to show up. 4. Archetypes. The hidden scripts running your life. Jung also uncovered something remarkable in our collective unconscious: universal patterns called archetypes that influence how we see ourselves and shape our life stories. These archetypes include figures like the hero, the rebel, the caregiver, the sage, and many others. What makes this powerful is that you may be unknowingly living out one of these roles. Perhaps you're stuck in the victim narrative, constantly asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" Or maybe you're playing the people pleaser, putting everyone else's needs above your own in an attempt to feel worthy. Once you recognize the archetype that's been guiding your behavior, you gain the ability to rewrite the script. If you're curious, take some time to read about Jungian archetypes and reflect on which ones resonate most with your current patterns. Then ask yourself whether that particular role is helping you grow or holding you back. 5. Dream work. Your nightly therapy sessions. Each night while you sleep, your unconscious mind continues to work, sorting through emotions, conflicts, and thoughts that your waking self often avoids. That strange dream you can't shake? It's likely filled with meaning, not randomness. Jung believed that dreams are symbolic messages from your psyche. That recurring dream where someone is chasing you, it might be reflecting something you've been avoiding during the day. These nighttime experiences are like therapy sessions offered by your own mind, if you're willing to listen. If you'd like to explore this deeper, you can begin by keeping a small dream journal by your bed. Each morning, jot down anything you remember from your dreams, even a single image or emotion. Over time, you'll begin to notice themes, symbols, and messages that your conscious mind may have missed. This practice can reveal fears, desires, and inner conflicts that, once acknowledged, can lead to profound healing. The path to emotional invincibility. Jung's teachings aren't about becoming detached or emotionless. They're about cultivating such deep self-awareness that emotions are allowed to pass through you without taking control. It's about building an internal foundation so solid that external chaos can't shake your core. This path is not about quick fixes, it's a lifelong unfolding. Yet with every step you take, whether it's diving into shadow work, listening to synchronicities, or exploring the dreams that visit you at night, you begin moving closer to the strongest version of yourself. Start wherever you feel called. Maybe today it's noticing what triggers you. Maybe tomorrow it's honoring a hobby that brings you joy. Every step is a movement towards something greater, not just emotional strength, rather true freedom. Because while the world will always throw challenges your way, what Jung offers is something rare. An invitation to meet those challenges from a place of unshakable clarity and inner peace. And that, more than anything, is what it means to never be truly affected again.